Loaded up.
Loaded up, man. What do you think, Chuck?
I think this is the most awesome 3 days I've spent in my life in a long time.
All right, fellas, this is what you need for a Coupe to Fastback. Hey, Steve. What's up, man? Good morning. Yeah, man. It's nice to meet you. You good? Good. Agree. You guys been on the road, huh?
Yeah.
This is Chuck. Right. Okay. Cool. So, your reputation has been preceded by a few comments to me on Instagram last night. They said, if Chuck's there, you have no problem finishing this.
Cool.
And they said, if Chuck's there, you're getting this done.
A little bit tired, but I got the energy to keep on going because I can't wait to see how this is going to look.
Tell us a little bit about the car and tell us why it's special to you, to you both. I mean, and how did it come about?
Well, I played baseball in high school, and after practice one day, I was 15, about to turn 16. We walk out to the parking lot, me and my buddies, my dad was giving a ride home, and we see a 67 Mustang out there. And I turn to my buddy, I go, hey, joking around, you know how to wire a car? Let's take that thing, that's sick. And then my dad goes, why wire it? And throws me the keys.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. So that's what, 15? Yeah, that's awesome. That means a lot.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, try not to well up thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has a lot of sentimental value. Even though I let it deteriorate like this, you know, life got in the way, but we want to savor, and that's why we're here. You know, a Fastback was always my dream car. He couldn't find one for me as a surprise, you know, but I was stoked on the Coupe, and I planned on keeping it that way, and we tried to do a restoration project ourselves. And you know, I went off to college and started my career and stuff, and life got so busy, and I just neglected the car so much, and started looking at it, and I was like, man, we got to do something. And it was rusted in all the right places, I thought, for this conversion. I saw you online, and I saw what you were doing, and it just got my head spinning and got me excited and gave me way too many ideas.
Once he saw you online and saw what you did to the cars, it was just, he talked about, this is what we got to do to the car, man. We've got to make this what it is. So he got a hold of you, and we drove out here, and I'll tell you what, it's been quite the trip to get here and to get everything loaded on the trailer, get all the parts loaded in the truck, and make a cross-country trip. What an experience, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I'm so excited to get started here to see what we can get done.
Yeah. Where did y'all come from?
We came from San Diego.
That's awesome.
We are fishermen. We fish for a living.
I am super excited to have them here. We're gonna get this thing done in 3 days, finger crossed. These are DIYers. These are get her done folks. I am excited about that. Show you a little bit about the car real quick, and then we're gonna get busy. What you'll notice here is you have rust in all the right places, as Steve just mentioned, and that is a good spot to just understand. So you can actually hear some more rust underneath here. The roof, actually, if there's anybody that needs a roof, you know, the top of the roof right here, as long as you don't get down into this area, let us know, because we have one for you. And then we have all the right rust in this kind of place as well. So you can tell this was by the coast, because I guess the salt
Salt air and everything that we live in. We live 1.5 miles from the ocean.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have an ocean view and stuff.
So yeah, you can see where it penetrates, but the undercarriage of this, guys, is solid. So that's where that's where it counts for this conversion, and that's why this is such a great candidate. I really hate cutting into coupes because I like coupes, but this coupe is definitely it's the right reason to do it. All right, guys, let's jump into this. How you feeling, Chuck?
We're doing great, man.
All right, guys, so, you know, first step here was take out everything out of the interior, because if you hadn't noticed, there's some rot right here, but it's not rot on the rockers. So that's important to note when you're doing a Coupe Fastback. You want to make sure these rockers are what is most important and the integrity's in there. This stuff always rusts on these things. So what we're gonna do is start cutting this out. But the one thing I want to stress here is you have to do your floor before you do your roof conversion. The floor is an integral part of the structure of this car, and if you start doing it all at once, you're in some troubles. So we don't want to get there. We want to do this as best we can, best of our ability. So we're gonna try to do this right. So all right, we are level. We have the car level this way. We have the car level this way. We are in maybe some weather, and we don't have all our parts yet. So we are hoping it gets here. Look who just came.
Oh, the rest of our order.
Yeah, the rest of our order is here. Perfect time. And I can't wait to put all this metal in. It looks like a freaking disaster zone.
It looks like brisket.
We got a full floor pan, and thank you Kentucky Mustang for all this metal, because they have the full Coupe to Fastback kit. And here's their Dynacorn 4-pan, and it's looking like it's in great shape. And really guys, if you're gonna do one, this is the way to do it. You can patch these floors and everything, but really welding all around the perimeter is a lot better than welding around that tunnel. It looks a little different though, doesn't it, Chuck?
Oh man.
It barely fits. 1 second. Chuck, what do you think?
Man, I can't believe it. It's coming along.
How you feeling, Steve?
Excited. Can't believe it. I can't believe how much has happened already.
No, right? It's crazy. So Chuck has been an animal in here. Look at this. This is crazy. We're tired, of course, but I mean to tell you, we've had some excellent teamwork here. So we've just nonstop, just banged any problem. We've just solved it quickly and together. It's been great. But wanted to share with you guys the progress. Look at that. And I know it's backwards camera. Let me get on the other ones. But this thing is turning out, man. These rockers are solid. The one-piece floor pan, I mean, what do you think? Worth it?
Oh, way worth
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Thank you to Kentucky Mustang for all the sheet metal and for hooking us up here with the right stuff, you know? This is the one piece. We could have done it, scabbed it. It wasn't, you know, the tunnel was decent shape, But by the time you're welding, seaming, all of that, it gets messy, and this just looks cleaner. Grind these welds down, and there'll be some time for some seam sealer in the future. So all of that is goodness. But yeah, we're about to brace it and trying to switch gears here to go to Coupe to Fastback. All right, y'all, so we are in Fastback mode. We've got the bracing in, and so now we are going to start our first cut. And again, we start our first cut right here. I start on the driver's side, and we'll find that edge for all of this. We still got some trim to take out here, I just remembered, but we'll have to take that piece out, and that's no problem. We'll get that out because we don't want to cut that stuff up. Any coupe people that need some trim, Steve got some for sale.
Salsa.
What do you think, Steve? Were you feeling bad a little bit here or something?
Well, one thing I feel like just a little bit bad about. Remember when you got me the car? It only had one owner previously. A nice old lady who had bought it brand new, and when she sold it to my dad, she just made sure to ask, well, you're not going to cut open the hood and put some extravagant, stupid engine on it, right? You promised me you're not going to cut up the car, right? And we didn't for a lot of years.
All right, day 2 is upon us, and well, we have some rain. We have some soggy boxes. Anybody needs some soggy cardboard, we've got you covered. So, Chuck, you know, I didn't know you before yesterday, but as from yesterday, I learned that you are definitely an experienced builder. Tell us some of the things that you built before.
So I've rebuilt 7 different sport boats. I fish for a living, and we built 7 different boats that we have that we fish for, 85-foot boats.
That is 85-foot boats, y'all. This guy's got some grit and got some get her done. I love it. I so enjoyed working with you yesterday, so I can't imagine that today's not going to disappoint. We're all going to just knock out whatever we can. So anyway, we got a full day ahead of us. Let's jump into it. Not as good a fit as that one, but around the wheel well, it's really good. Yeah, that's really good around the wheel well. Yeah, we knew that well, that was gonna be like that. That's good in the back. We just gotta fix this, and I don't think that's really a problem. I think we just bent it up, that's it. Nah, it's good, man. It fits great. Oh yeah, don't put your hand between that other one. It'll pinch the hell out of you, right? All right, guys, we have this quarter panel. It is fit up really well here. We've got the quarter inch holes in here, and it's pretty good stuff. So all of these holes are lined up that we previously had. And me and Chuck are just holding while Steve is drilling our tap screws back in. And that's what we're trying to accomplish, is get all our tack screws, everything back in here, but now everything has holes for us to weld to. So as soon as we get that done, we're gonna start welding up some panels.
There was one in. This one's lined up perfect.
If you can pull back just a little on the...
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, day 3 is in the books, and look at all this goodness. We are at the golden hour of Texas, and here we are. We have a Coupe to Fastback conversion complete. And Steve, what are your thoughts, man?
I'm just stunned that this was a rusted out coupe 3 days ago, less than 3 days ago.
Yeah.
And looking at it now and the second life that it's been given.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's got a new life as a Fastback. So, guys, I wanted to give you some lessons learned on this journey. I've, as my previous videos, I promised you I'll give you lessons learned, everything we learned. So we're just we're literally brainstorming for the first time. So there's no like scripting here at all.
First time we slowed down.
Yeah, first time we've slowed down just to even think about what we could have done differently, or what could have worked better, and be able to help you guys. So I think dimensionally we were okay. We got our dimensions right?
Yeah.
So we had that in our back pocket. Certain things as far as speed, I don't think we could have really gotten any faster, really.
No,
I mean, certain things, like everybody kind of took a role and did that role. I mean, so if you guys are interested in doing something like this on a weekend, which I highly recommend, by the way, it's actually a lot of fun. But if you're interested in doing something like this in a weekend, just make sure you got the right team, because really, if it was all on me, if it was all on anybody here to do any of this, it would not have happened. It wouldn't have happened. We had to have everybody in sync and thinking out loud a lot of times, because there's a lot of troubleshooting. Like when you have all the metal off of this whole thing, it's intimidating. It really is, because you're like, where do I start?
Definitely.
And so Steve brought up one time when we had everything off. Let's go back to the variables, and so what are the variables that we had? We have the doors, so let's get the doors. And so we went back to that, and that helped like refocus everything to help us get back to on track. Because once you have the door gaps right, once you have everything good, then you move on to put the quarters on, and then you work on this rear deck lid It's no joke, right?
Yeah, that's the toughest
It's no
part.
joke.
Yeah.
Really, we've spent. Would you say this? We spent the most time on the rear deck lid area, or would
Probably
you say?
2/3 of it, yeah.
Yeah.
2/3, I'd say.
I say if there's something that we spent the most time on, it would be the deck lid. So be prepared. I guess lessons learned is be prepared more for more deck lid adjustments and
Well, they
fit.
have to realize the rear deck lid had part to do with putting in the rear window and everything else, is being able to get everything squared up so your window would fit and everything else. And the back seat was part of it.
Yeah.
So every bit of that brought the whole thing together. So that's what took so long to get it all put together, because you were tying in the rear seat, the rear window, the lid, and everything all in one piece.
All in one piece. It really was, and it was insane.
And there's a lot of complex angles there.
Yeah, like you got these complex curves here and everything, and so there's still some tweaking that needs to be done. So guys, you know, I mean, this is done in a weekend. So I mean,
And then
we're
bringing in fiberglass is a big curveball too.
yeah.
Fiberglass
Fiberglass into
makes
this.
a challenge.
Yeah, it does make a little bit of a challenge. Although I have to say, these Dynacorn parts, front and back, they're solid, man. I enjoyed it.
And the Dynacorn fiberglass lined up very well with the Dynacorn metal.
Yeah. I guess another lesson learned is we got a quarter panel from a different manufacturer here and a Dynacorn panel over there. And the Dynacorn went far superior in that realm. It just fit. And maybe it's that it fit Dynacorn parts.
I'm sure that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this supplier parts would fit this supplier. So, you know, I don't want to bash any supplier for doing the best that they can, because, you know, in the end, that's what we're doing. We're just doing the best we can. So, that's all good. But we did note that there is some differences, right?
Absolutely.
What do you love about this car?
I just like the idea that you took two guys that have never really built cars and helped us get through to put a car together. Now, granted, we can use our hands from working on the boats and stuff.
You guys definitely had the edge.
But we're not car people. And it was really enjoyable
Yeah.
to do this with my son and build a car and fix his car.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So much fun. Well, we had a blast here, guys. So if you're thinking about a Coupe to Fastback, please like and subscribe, because that helps our channel, and you know, that just motivates us to keep going. So thanks again. Keep watching and keep playing that build list, and just go build something awesome.